Yep, that's what it was. I hadn't gone far enough. It's amazing to think how deep that is, all of those threads. If that other cylinder was able to push that out, you can imagine the amount of pressure that must have been involved. But, alright, so I got that out. So now, what I need to do is I need to get the piston assembly and the rod out. So now what I need to do is take out this pin so I can release this end of the cylinder from the bucket linkage here, which is going to be hopefully not too bad. This looks like some kind of a homebrew makeshift pin they put in this thing. So let's see. Grab the hammer and see if we can't move this over. And that's exposing what looks like what's left of a big old cotter pin in there. I'll have to work at that. Alright, without a doubt, that is, I'm pretty sure that's not a spring pin. That's the remnants of a big cotter pin, and the head was sheared off probably during some operation. I was in the process of knocking this big pin out, and it occurred to me, I'm not sure whether or not that's fully, I think it's fully extended. In other words, when I take that pin out, is that going to want to drop the whole boom down? Hopefully not. I'm going to crush my 5-gallon pail. Yeah. Nope, guess not. Alright. I lifted up the boom, lifted up the cylinder, and then, what did I say, boom before? I can't lift up the boom. I'm not Superman. I lifted up the cylinder and let this bracket flop back down, and now I got the cylinder, the end of the rod here just kind of sitting on that. But you can see I want to get this up higher so that I can pull that all the way out. Oh, it's already almost 8:30, but this camera's actually got pretty good low light capability, so, and I've got enough light in the sky above me to help me see what I'm doing, so I'm going to keep working at this. I just had to go back to the house, get some nitrile gloves, because this is a mess. Alright, back out today. Daylight. See, it looks like there might be a stake mark right there, but I'm going to try and turn it. Turn that nut and see if it turns. You can see that that seal is all torn up, so that's going to need to be replaced. This, I had to pull this pin back out and put this bar up on there because when I went to turn it the first time, it just wanted to push this whole thing forward. So now it should hold it steady, and hopefully this will work. Well, upon closer inspection, I can see that there was a stake mark on the bottom here originally. There's marks right here on the nut where it was clearly ground off, and then it looks like that was for a repair at one point, and then they restaked it on the top here. So I'm going to have to grind that off right there. Otherwise I'll never get this nut off.
I'm out here in the field, I can take it back to the house rather than haul the generator out here just doing the grind. So, you guys remember the Grizzly? Still a good workhorse here on the property. So, perfect thing to put that right on the rack, strap it down, and take it back to the house.
Well, no sooner do I get back over here than it starts raining, but it's a light rain, so we'll continue to work. So I've got my angle grinder, put a grinding wheel on there, and we're just going to try and buzz off the little top section of that. Well, as luck would have it, that's a 2-inch nut. I say luck because my cheap Harbor Freight 3/4 inch drive socket set, the largest socket in there was 2 inch. So if this didn't work, I would be unable to do what I want to do next, which is try and use my electric impact wrench on this thing. So give this a shot. Well, of course the whole cylinder wants to turn, so I just stuck my monkey wrench in here, my big pipe wrench in here, and hopefully that'll keep it from turning, and hopefully it doesn't break my top rack. Nope, that ain't gonna do it. Not budging at all. Alright, back out to the machine so that I can set it up like I did before to keep it from turning, and go back to trying the pipe wrench on it, and we'll use a helper on there, which would just be I had a piece of pipe I was using before. I went and got a longer one. So now, when I tried this the first time, I was able to put all my weight on it and didn't budge. Let's see if grinding it made any difference. Whew. I weigh about 200 pounds, and I was just hanging in midair on that pipe, all my weight bouncing on it, and it wouldn't move at all. And luckily for me, the wrench didn't slip off. So now, I'm gonna try one more thing before I resort to heat, which if the torch is right here, I'd already be resorting to it. But the problem is, because I parked the machine out here away from the house, I gotta haul the oxyacetylene set all the way out here. Got all this dry grass from brush hogging that's laying around here. It's just gonna be a major pain in the butt, so let's see if we can get it this way. Oh, so the new plan is this big sledgehammer and seeing if I can get a good whack at that wrench. Oh, that ain't working. Even when I can get a half decent hit on the wrench, it doesn't do anything, and I can't get a full swing because then it's hard for me to hit the handle. And half the time it just pops the wrench right off if you don't hit it perfectly square, because of the fact that the jaws are only grabbing the outer edge of the nut right here. So this part right here on the edge, oh well. I guess I could take it back to the house and heat it up there. Well, it's starting to rain pretty hard now. I heated that thing up pretty darn good, and then I banged on it, tried the impact wrench again, tried putting the wrench on it, hammering on it. Didn't work. Heated it again. Quenched it once with water, thinking maybe some thermal shock might help. I still can't get that thing to budge. So I got the weight of the ATV on a bar going through there to help me keep it from moving when I'm working on it. I think with the rain coming down pretty heavy now, it's starting to pour. I'm gonna have to quit for today. Hey everybody, I came back out after it stopped raining and worked on getting that part off, and just get ready to quit because it's nighttime. And what made me decide to quit was this. I hit it with the torch a few more times. Still didn't make any difference. So then I went back to grinding. It. I ground off a lot more of that surface area there. Let's see if I can get this to focus. The light level's kind of low now. But I mean, the problem is, as I'm grinding it, it's almost like it's blending the metal. But I can just see a ghost line there, indicating to me that, you know, there is definitely a separation between the two parts. And as that should be very, very thin. So I should be able to shear that just by the torque I'm putting on this thing. And it's still not coming off. And I mean, it's getting pretty ridiculous. I run it over to the house so I could hit it with the torch or the grinder. Then I run it back over here to put it on the machine so I have something to keep it from turning while I put all the force on it. I'm using pipe wrench, extension pipe, that keeps slipping off. So finally I decide I'm gonna use my breaker bar from the same set that this socket comes out of, my Made in China Harbor Freight set. And this is what I got. Snapped the breaker bar. So I actually snapped the breaker bar. I put that long pipe on it, and I put all my weight on it and was bouncing up and down on it, and I heard a creak, so I thought maybe it was starting to go, but I think the creak might have been actually this thing giving me a little warning to let me know that I was maxing it out. So, you know, you get what you pay for. Who knows the amount of force I was putting on here? Maybe a Craftsman or a Snap-on or a Blue Point or an SK. Maybe one of those would have even have snapped. I don't know. But oh well. Main reason I bought that set was because I wanted a large set of sockets, and I didn't want to pay the big money for a you know, 3/4 inch drive set. So I've still got the sockets anyways, which is nice. I don't know how to get this off. I fear I may be at the mercy of a professional shop. I know a couple of places I could take this. One place, I know that they could probably get this off and then give it back to me, and then I could go get the seals and everything and put it back together. The other place I'm thinking of, they're known for fixing these kind of cylinders. So I might go there, because as long as I'm paying somebody to take this apart, maybe they can put the seals in for me while I'm there. Oh well.